Here we are back with game 7 against one of my good friends, Neon Blonde. We have two 5-drops, which is kind of awkward, but we have two 2-drops that are quite good. So, I think we're gonna keep it. He's furiously emoting, and he has the turn 1 Brute Beetle. Some guys are very lucky, and I am not one of them. I don't know whether we need justice or time more, but I do think that it's likely that we use a Predator's Instinct to take down that beetle. We're going to play Minotaur Grunt instead of Awakened Student, because it is the more important card to attack with on turn 2, just because Warcry stacks up really well, and Awakened Student is more likely to be our power card. I still don't know if we need double time at all, but we have a couple of double justice cards. Well, cancel that. So the actual play that we want to make is first we attack, get the Warcry trigger. He doesn't block, okay. We play the Awakened Student, play the Diplomatic Seal, get the Justice. Ugh. This is really bad for us if he has a Torch. Okay, I'm going to respect the Torch and not actually play the Predator's Instinct. But that's why sequencing is important, this Awakening Student, to avoid the mistakes that we made in the previous game. Doesn't look like he had it, but I think we're still safer waiting, and we may have a better option against this Blood Beetle. I think for the moment, since we didn't draw a Sigil, we're just going to play our Determined Stranger, pass the turn. It's not ideal, but we're not taking too much damage. He can't really sneak through his Infiltrate guys, and he's pretty rapidly running out of cards. Now we have Synchronized Strike, which makes me want to get the attacks in there, but he has 5 power up. We're tanking pretty long though. Let's get in there with these two and see what happens. Doesn't look like he's too interested in brawling at the moment. He's worried about what tricks I may have, as I am worried about what tricks he may have. That's an execute. Do I want to try to defend that? I don't think that I do. I don't think that the Determined Stranger is a valuable enough card to be worth spending a card on like that. Xenon Guardian would be a pretty nice card to play, if I could play it. Now I need to decide if it's worth sending in the Grunt, or if I want to actually use the Predator's Instinct here. And I think that I want to use the Predator's Instinct here and take out his beetle. Now we have the Grunt back to block, teleport if something goes wrong, and we can't just do nothing. We're going to take 2 from the Golem, but that's okay. We're kind of low health, but he's got a lot of sigils and hasn't really developed too much. Whereas we're just a sigil away from getting started. Or as the case may be, pretty much nowhere. We've got these 5 and 6 drops clogging up our hands, and it's not going that well. But fortunately, he hasn't put us under any pressure that we can't defend against. We did take a lot of pokes from Blood Beetle, but we were worried about what he may have, and we don't want to let these Ragers through. We don't have anything to contest them at the moment. It's also kind of dangerous because we're pretty shields down. But I don't think that it's scary enough to change our blocks. I do wish that we'd Synchronized Strike or teleport up, but I don't think he's going to be able to swing more than one of these blocks in his way. Yeah, and that torch is interesting. So his last card's a Smuggler's Stash, getting back what, just 2 units? No weapons? So a Blood Beetle and another Lethray Ranger. So that Blood Beetle's unfortunately going to become a 3 power attacker, but it's still a 4-turn clock. And we've got some blockers. More blood, more beetles. So we finally hit the point where we can play these kinds of cards. So let's get in there and see if we can pick off a few units if he blocks. Does not appear that he does, so we get in some free damage. We don't have any targets for this, but we just need it in play. We really need to draw one of our flyers or one of our weapons in order to get out of this one. That is not one of our weapons or one of our flyers. But we've gummed up the ground pretty well. We're not that close to dying to anything that we could play around. And a time sigil. So we may very well be teleporting this Blood Beetle this turn. Let's see. One more attack in. He has 5 attackers, we have 5 blockers. I think it's more valuable to hold up teleport than to play Argenport Soldier. A Synchronized Strike can build up, regain us a lot of ground. If I take this damage, I die to Torch. Or Temper, or anything. But I don't know that I can win the game on the backswing. So I'm going to make a bold play here, say that he doesn't have a 1 damage spell. I'm going to take this damage. If he has Torch, we die to Torch. He has Flame Blast for 7 and it wasn't relevant. Alright, well. Did not look as though we were going to be able to outplay that Flame Blast unless we had a Protect or something. And the teleport decision didn't ultimately hurt us. So what we needed to do possibly was make that killer play a little bit earlier, since we had the teleport in hand for a very long time along with the Synchronized Strike, but were never able to make effective use of them, which was unfortunate. And taking less chip damage would have allowed us to survive, but I don't know how long he's been slow rolling that Flame Blast. Hopefully he just drew it, and we needed to turn the game a little bit earlier and finish him off. Oh well, on to the next.